Yo, what's good, YouTube? It's Stories of Yanko back here with another video, and this is a small series that I'm going to be doing based on who I believe is the MVP or who should be the MVP or who is the MVP. My opinion is no more important than yours, so keep that in mind when I'm talking about all these players. But we have to start off with the reigning back-to-back MVP, Nikola Jokic. Now, I don't hate Jokic. I don't necessarily like Jokic at all, but look, the guy, he's amazing. He puts up great stats, but do they really matter? Like, and I'm not saying that in a hating way, but he hasn't won shit. So, in terms of like postseason success, and we can jock it up to the fact that he hasn't had the most healthy squad, but damn, who has over the past couple years? So, honestly, the guy, he's amazing. And in my opinion, for the first time, he actually has a legitimate case for why he should be the MVP of the league. He's damn near averaging a 26-point triple double on 60+% from the field. And the Denver Nuggets have the third best record in the NBA. Look, these guys, I might be wrong about them, but I might be right. I said that they were going to do something in the regular season, and I said that they were going to be as good in the postseason. I said that they were not going to be as good in the postseason. That's just my opinion. But look, we're going to talk about Jokic and why he should be the MVP and why he shouldn't. Why he should be the MVP, because what they said last year, we're moving to a more analytics, all this other stuff, and there's the justification to put him there because they have the first seed in the Western Conference, and you should be the MVP if you're the best player on the best team in the NBA. Do I think the Denver Nuggets are the best team in the NBA? No, I do not. But they're the first in their conference, and there's justification to have him in the mix for MVP. But my issue with Jokic is the fact that I don't think the media should be voting for MVP at all, because they're changing the criteria every year to pick who they want. Because his first MVP, they wanted to give it to Steph Curry, but he was too low of a seeding. And Giannis, they didn't want to give it to him because of voter fatigue and the fact that he hadn't did anything in the playoffs. And well, he did that year, but they didn't know that. If they knew that, Giannis would have been the MVP. But hindsight. But they gave it to Jokic because the two players that actually kind of deserved it didn't get it. So the next year, which was last year, I really did not like the fact that they gave him the MVP because Giannis deserved it, or Joel Embiid. If you want to, Giannis had the best seating out of all of them, and he was playing both sides of the court. Like, Giannis deserved the damn MVP. Like, I don't know why, whatever. They said, oh, we're moving to an analytics game. Jokic was carrying the Nuggets to the playoffs, which he was. He was putting up good stats while doing it, correct? And that's a good premise to give somebody the MVP, but not when they're the fucking sixth seed. That shit opened up Pandora's box. It was like Russell Westbrook all over again. And if you want to say, oh, based on historic this and historic that, I don't give a fuck about none of that. Because what they're doing this year is saying that Jokic is the MVP right now. They're the first seed in the Western Conference, and he has two of his best players back. Last year is because he didn't have this player, that player, while putting up good stats. And the year before that's because Giannis hadn't proven himself, and Curry was too low of a seed to give it to him. But this year, he's the best player on the best team. What the fuck? Bro, what? Like, this is why the media should not be voting for MVP. I think Jokic deserves the MVP for the first time in his career this year. He deserves the MVP. But based on the criteria that they set and giving him two previous MVPs, he doesn't deserve the MVP. Because I just feel like he definitely stole last year's MVP. There's no doubt about that. And it's not his fault. It's the media's fault, because let's keep it a buck. I'm not trying to bring race into this or anything like that. Look, we got to call it what it is. He's the next great white hope. the Steve Nash of this era. Not in terms of playing style, but in terms of somebody that they can hitch their wagon to give white folks hope. Look, it's not just Negroes out here hooping. It's Luka, it's Jokic, and now they're trying to push the xenophobic angle. Like, dude, nobody's more xenophobic than people that are not from America. But look, the guy is amazing, but they're trying to push this and force it down everybody's throat because they want him to be the MVP. They want really him to be the face of the league. They don't want it to be Giannis. Even Luka got pushed back for years for not making it out the first round. Like, Jokic gets no type of criticism in the media. Have y'all noticed that? The only person that gives him pushback is Nick Wright, and he's an idiot. So, me personally, I think he doesn't get any type of criticism. There's no pressure on the Nuggets to win. They're just a contender for contender's sake. You know, they got close, but they got beat by the Lakers. And I mean, they have a chance this year. If the Clippers don't get something going, if the Warriors don't bounce back, which I don't think they will, uh, I mean, it's wide open for them. I mean, the Suns, I don't know. The Mavs, I don't know. Like, so the Grizzlies, I don't know. It's wide open for them to get to the finals. It's up to them to get there. It is up to them to get there. So, Jokic, is he the MVP? It's a tough question to answer. Like, because based on what they've shown, they want to give him the MVP. Just like how they wanted to give like Steph Curry the MVP back in 2021, and he just he didn't get a good seeding, and they wanted to give him the MVP based on what he did the previous season because he was having a great season last year, and then he just started to fuck up and just went into this crazy slump. It's like the media shouldn't be voting for MVP because this is the first year Jokic deserves it, and now people are like, dude, y'all just want to give this guy the MVP. Y'all already picked who y'all wanted to give the MVP to. And it's not because he doesn't deserve it. It's the fact that y'all took MVPs away from other people in order to give it to him, and now y'all trying to say he deserves a third one. Come on now. Like, I don't feel that way, bro. Giannis probably could have won the last two MVPs in my personal opinion. If you want to say one of those were Jokic, like 2021, if you want to give that to Jokic, cool, fine. But 2022, that was Giannis's or Joel Embiid's. Me personally, Joel Embiid doesn't have the efficiency to keep up with Jokic and Giannis, so it should have been Giannis, and Giannis had the best seeding out of all three of them. He deserved to be the MVP. So, just my personal opinion. And Jokic, keep it going. Denver Nuggets, keep it pushing. Like, hopefully, y'all do something in the playoffs to prove me wrong. Peace.